Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to episode 57 of the Spearhead Sundays podcast. Spearhead Sundays? More like Spearhead Mondays, you fucking idiot, it's late again. Sorry, I know, I've been on tour, alright? I underestimated how long the drive home would be. I thought I could get it done on Saturday, but I was just too tired. I tried recording it and then it was just shit. You wouldn't want to listen to it, and I think last week's I was fucking sick as hell, so I thought I can't give you a sick podcast and then a deliriously tired podcast. Everyone would unsubscribe, so I'm giving you this on Monday. It's really, you should thank me for being late. So go give me 5 stars on iTunes and rate it. Thanks, Louis, for being late on Monday. Best podcast ever, alright? Okay, so what I want to talk about this week. You know what? I saw the coolest shit ever. I've seen the coolest man alive. Well, I've seen the coolest man ever, okay? I read this news article and there was video of it too. This guy, right? And it happened ages ago in America. I can't believe I had only just heard about this. So this guy was a proper mechanic and a welder. So he's like some industrial working welder dude. And what he did was he had a bulldozer in his garage and he spent about 3 months working and renovating this bulldozer. He was adding like iron plates all around this bulldozer, all around the cab where you sit. He built it up and he welded it all together and he rigged it up so that it would still drive really fast. And he made sure that he could see out of it through tiny slits. No, he welded it so sharp that there was not even windows. There was no way to see out of it. And then he rigged it up with security cameras on the outside that were linked to like a console on the inside of the bulldozer so he could see what was going on. And then what he did with the cameras was he installed air blasters that would blast the lenses of the camera in case they got dirty, so then they would stop being dirty and he could still see. And then what he did was, once this was finished being rigged up, basically he built a homemade tank. And then what he did when it was all finished was he jumped in top of it, he sat inside the bulldozer, and then using a crane, he lowered an extra iron part onto the top, and then he welded himself in, so there was no way for him to get out. So there's no way to get in, no way to get out. Only he can see. No one can see inside it. He's got security cameras, so he doesn't need windows. He's just got little air holes in there. And basically he's built himself a fucking tank. And then what he did was he drove it out of his garage and into every fucking house he saw, just smashing it up. He smashed up the church. He smashed up the place where he used to work. He smashed all of these houses. He didn't kill anybody, right? He just was smashing houses. And all of the police, they couldn't do anything. The town was in chaos. This dude just drove in with a fucking tank and smashed up everyone's house, smashed up all the buildings, all the government buildings, just completely destroyed everything. He was driving like a demolition grade bulldozer. Like it was designed to smash houses and not ever stop. Right, so this thing was indestructible. The police were shooting at it. They couldn't break through the armor that he'd plated on. They didn't know what to do. They couldn't do anything. And then, eventually, about 4 hours later, when he was done, he killed himself. And I read that and I was like, what a fucking way to go. Right, he was like, I'm going out with a bang. I'm sick of this world. Fuck the government. I hate all my friends in this shitty town. I'm building a tank. So he would have been like, this is what I'm going to do. He would have thought about it. He would have sat on it for 6 months. He would have bought all of the iron. He would have spent days and days welding and building and rigging up cameras and spending all of his money. And every single day he would have gone to bed and gone, this is still a good idea. He would have gone to bed completely fucked 60 days in a row going, yep, I'm still doing this. This is still a fucking sick idea. And then he just drove it out, smashed everything up, and then killed himself, exited the world with a fucking bang. Didn't hurt anyone, nothing. Hopefully everyone had insurance. I think this guy's a total legend. Nobody else does. I don't know why. That's the way to go. Fuck jumping off a bridge. Just smash everything. That's some stuff that everybody wants to do. Like, everybody thinks about doing that, and then they don't. Because we're pussies. We don't want to deal with the repercussions. But if you're going to kill yourself, that's the reason why I like that is because I'm sick of how people kill themselves. You know, they just do it one day. Fuck that. Why don't you go out? You know, honestly, if I was going to do it, I would spend a week spending all my money, doing all of the crazy shit. Because you know heroin is great. Like, you know heroin is the best shit ever. But you just don't do it. Because the reason you don't do it is because it's so good that you know if you do it, you're never going back. That's the real problem with heroin and meth. It's better than real life. That's why I stay away from drugs, because I guarantee you cocaine is way better than doing a show. And as soon as I try coke, I'm going to be like, dude, why the fuck do I perform? Why don't I just do this? It's like cheaper, it's easier to do, and I can do it every weekend. I should just do this, and then I'd quit. I know myself. Right? That's how they should advertise drug campaigns, like anti-drug campaigns. Fuck the negative repercussions. We know that doesn't work. We know the whole scaring kids, if you do heroin, you're gonna become a prostitute forever. Fuck that. We know that doesn't work. They've proven that scary shit just makes people do it more. What we should do is we should run ads that go, heroin is the best shit ever. Do you want to be an astronaut? Fuck that. Try heroin. You won't even want to go to space. You'll be in space all the time if you do heroin. Meth, that's awesome. You want to be a runner? You want to break Usain Bolt's record? Fuck that. Do speed. That'll get you flying. That'll break a few records in your mind. You won't even need to go to a racing track ever again. You will leave this dimension if you start doing meth. But then you'll be a meth addict and you'll never do anything again. So that's why you probably shouldn't do it, right? We should be honest. Meth is probably fucking the best shit ever. That's why people do it and they never go back. Chasing the dragon. You know, they have that first meth high and it's the best shit in the fucking world, and then they just keep chasing that, but it never happens. That's what happens when you do meth, because it's just the best shit ever. So that's why you shouldn't do meth. But if I were to kill myself, I'd do all the drugs. I'd go to Bali, I'd do all the hookers, all the lady boys. I'd give it a go, right? If I'm going to go, there'd be no shame. Because if I tried a lady boy and then I was not going to kill myself, I'd think about that shit in the shower like 30 years later. I'd be, you know, if I'm 23 now, 30 years, I'd be 53. I'm a happy, for me at 53, I picture myself happily married. You know, I've got a lovely wife, I've got a beautiful son, I've got a couple dogs. I'm really happy with my career. I've reached a place of success. And then, you know, I'm having a shower. Maybe me and my wife, we ate breakfast in bed together. The kids have moved out. We're like, oh man, my life is perfect. Having a shower, singing along to the latest pop track. And then my brain just goes, hey, remember that time you sucked a ladyboy's dick? Oh, my whole life is fucking over. So, you know, that's why I couldn't do it now, because I reckon I'd regret it. And I'm not into it. But if I was on the way out anyway, well, you know what? Maybe not if I was going to kill myself. I could never picture myself in the position where I would want to do that. Maybe if I had super terminal, I don't know, something. If miscellaneous bit at the end ends up getting me, and the doctor's like, mate, you got a week left, I'd be like, sweet, take me to Thailand. What else do I want to talk about today? I've got, so I just think that dude's a hero. That's a real thing, by the way. You can go and watch the footage. There's nothing graphic, nobody dies, and he shoots himself inside the bulldozer. And then it takes him about 2 hours to figure out, oh shit, he's gone. Because there's no windows and shit. So just go and watch, if you've ever wanted to watch a bulldozer doing something they definitely shouldn't be doing, I highly recommend watching that video. Alright, so you guys catch the Oscars? You see that shit? You know, I tried to watch it because I'm thinking it's such an American thing. It's such a big thing, and they make all their fucking memes and all that kind of shit. So I was like, if my career needs to be in America, I should probably learn more about American culture because then I can make better comedy for them. So I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to sit down. I'm going to watch the Oscars. And I sat down and I got a minute into the intro where they started talking about all of the other Oscars and all of the other fucking ceremonies that they've had, and I just turned it off. I couldn't deal with the amount of wanky, self-congratulatory shit. All of these rich cunts patting themselves on the back because they did a good job. It's just all those award ceremonies, I can't fucking handle it. Even stand-up comedy shit in Melbourne where they give each other awards, I just can't fucking handle it. Because you know it's just a whole bunch of mates giving their mates awards. That's what it is in the stand-up scene, and you know, even though the Oscars is massive, that's what it fucking is. Because all of the people who are eligible for a vote, they just vote for their fucking friends. They don't look at what actually should win, and it's just a big wank. And then they all get up on stage and they go, "Thank you so much, this was so hard. I have $100 million in the bank, but ooh, Donald Trump is president." It's like, fuck off. And they all do their fucking Trump thing and solidarity. It's like, who are you standing with, huh? You live in a fucking $100 million house with a big gate in front of it and 3 security guards. It doesn't fucking matter who's president. You'll be fine. If Donald Trump starts enacting the fucking Holocaust, you live in a castle, mate. You're sweet. You'll just get on your fucking private helicopter, fly to Hawaii, get on a jet, fly out of there. You'll be fine. It's just ridiculous. And you know what? It's not even about who Trump is. It's just whenever they get up there and they just spew their fucking political opinions, it's just take your award and put it on your shelf and fucking go home. Man. I saw one bitch, I can't even remember her name, probably shouldn't say bitch. I saw one intelligent, talented, lovely woman who worked her whole life to win an award. And she was an actor, and I'm sure she's gone through her struggles, and she's incredibly talented, and she earned it through hard work. So anyway, that bitch, I saw her. I can't remember her name. I don't remember what she won. I don't know the movie. I was just not paying attention. But what she said in her acceptance speech just made me piss my pants at how arrogantly up themselves it was. I had to rewind it and write down exactly what she said in her speech. I have it here on my phone. She was crying. She went, "I became an artist, and thank God I did, because we are the only profession that celebrates what it means to live a life." And then everyone just applauds. They're like, yes! Oh, yes! Finally someone said it. We are fucking great, aren't we? Huh? Did you hear what she said, Tom? Yeah, I did, mate. We are pretty fucking good. Sarah, what do you think? Do you agree with her? Are we great? Yeah, I reckon we are, hey! What a fucking visionary. It's like, it's just, we are the only profession that celebrates what it means to live a life. Fuck off. Just take a look at yourself. You act in movies. Holy shit. The only profession. It's just... I mean, I'm an artist, and even I was like, fuck off. Just, oh man. You're not that good. No one's that good. You're just not that important. Just get up there, say thank you, I worked really hard, but you know what? You know who is even more important than me? The cunt who wrote it, and the people who filmed it, and the people who edited it. I just showed up and I read the words that someone else gave me. Honestly, that's what I would say. If I was in a movie, I mean, if I wrote the movie, I'd be like, fucking oath, I'm the best. If I wrote and I acted in it, I'd be like, yeah, I'm the king. But if I was just an actor, like if someone came to me and was like, hey, Lewis, we need a tall guy for a comedy movie that we wrote and we think you'd be perfect. If I did it and I got $1 million and then I won an Oscar for it, I'd be like, yeah, okay, I acted kind of well, but this, at the end of the day, it has really nothing to do with me. I didn't write it. I didn't film it. I didn't edit it. All of those guys did. They set me up, and then I dunked it, all right? But really, it really wasn't anything to do with me. You know what? It's what Keanu Reeves did with The Matrix. That's Keanu Reeves is about the only actor who I really respect. If you read what he did after The Matrix, what he did is the Matrix was a real risk because no one had really done that much CGI and such a weird sci-fi movie before. But obviously it blew up and became one of the best movies of all time. Definitely the best sci-fi movie. But it really wasn't because of Keanu. Like, honestly, it was because of the guys who wrote it and then the amazing special effects. That's what made that movie. And he recognized that. And after he made millions and millions and millions of dollars, I'm pretty sure he either gave half of it or most of it away to the special effects and stunts team. And it's like, that's a guy who knows his place. Like, that's a dude with enough self-awareness to go, you know what, I'm already a fucking millionaire. I don't need this much money. These guys are the reason why I made this much money. Let's cut him in. You know what I mean? Like, that's a dude. And all that fucking Oscar shit. I couldn't watch it. I couldn't fucking watch it. I was like, I'm bad enough sitting down trying to watch that shit. But I can't imagine the type of person who sits down and watches that thing because they genuinely enjoy it. And like that, you know, when they awarded La La Land the best picture and then they went, oh, actually, our mistake, it went to Moonlight. You fucking know they did that on purpose. You know they did it on purpose. Because here's my theory, right? Let me just precurse this with, I'm a fucking idiot and I've done no research, but you know what? It sounds true, so it probably is. I just thought this in my head and I was like, yep, sounds about right. That's a fucking fact to me. I bet they did it on purpose. I reckon they did it 100%. It was all planned. They didn't tell the host, but they gave the host the wrong card, and then they corrected them so the host had a genuine reaction. I reckon they did it on purpose as fuck. Because, remember the first people to do it accidentally? Like those, what was it? Was it some beauty pageant? I think it was the beauty pageant, Miss Universe. I'm pretty sure it was Miss Universe, where they announced the wrong winner. That was definitely an accident. That was the first time. And then that went so absolutely viral that every other award ceremony would have looked at that and gone, yeah, let's do that in 2 years. And you know what? 2 years later, the Oscars did it, and it was massive headlines. That's how they get their publicity. I bet they did that shit on purpose. And I had not seen Moonlight. It's going to make me go and see it. Because I'm like, oh, I've got to see the best picture. It won an Oscar. It must be good. Because I'm just like everybody else, man. That was fucking bullshit. Have you guys been following, I got a new favorite person. Actually, I have a love-hate relationship with this person. Vladimir Putin. That guy, every time I read an article about him, I hate him. But every time I see a picture of him in his personal life, I fucking love the dude. Right? You've seen the pictures that make you love him. You've seen him on a horse, wrestling a crocodile. I saw him just hanging out with 2 seals, just swimming in the ocean. And then I saw another one of him hanging out with 2 dolphins. And I was like, dude, this guy's the maddest cunt ever. And then I read a news article about him making being gay a punishable offense. And I was like, fuck, I wish I could just separate this guy's political behavior from his personal life. Because if he was not doing that shit, all this horrible stuff to like gay people and trans people and a whole bunch of crazy Russian shit that they do over there, if he was just a rich Russian dude, I would absolutely love that dude. He's basically the Russian Dan Bilzerian without the hose and with the power to blow up a country. I really wish I could love him. Every time I see a photo, I'm like, mad cunt, best dude ever. Every time I read an article, I'm like, evil. Fucking hell. Although, that being said, I have read a few articles about him doing some absolutely amazing shit. Like, I wasn't an article, it was a video where Vladimir Putin walked into this factory, massive, huge factory, sat down all the CEOs of the company. He was at the top of the table, and he was like, right, you got to watch this video. If you haven't seen it, you have to watch it. Just search something, Vladimir goes into factory and is the boss. Something like that. I bet you'll find it. He just goes into this factory, sits at the head of the table. There's like 8 millionaire executives, and he goes, you guys are corrupt. You guys are fucking corrupt. Your business is bullshit, and I know it. I know it. Your employees know it. The public knows it. Everybody knows it. So I'm telling you, either you fix up your corrupt bullshit by this date, or I will come in and I will take it from you, and it'll be my business. And then he makes them sign this contract, and they all fucking sign the contract. And then one guy doesn't sign the contract. He gets all of the contracts up. He makes sure everyone has signed it, and then he picks out the guy who didn't sign it, and he's like, "Oi, cunt, come over here." And the guy comes over, and he gives him his pen, and he goes, "Sign it." And the guy's like, "I'll get beheaded." And then he signs it, and then he walks away, and then Putin goes, "Oi, give me back my pen." And then the guy comes back up, gives him his pen, walks back down to his seat. Just the greatest, most alpha shit ever. And then you know, later he was like, "Hey, we should kill the gays." Crazy shit like that. But, you know, I wish I could love Putin. Hey, I wanted to give a quick thanks to Geelong and Ballarat for coming and seeing the first two shows of the tour. Absolutely amazing shows. I couldn't be happier with it. We went to Geelong. It was like a 2-hour drive from where I am, and then we did the show on Friday night, and then we drove another 2 hours to Ballarat, did the show on Saturday night, then drove like 4 hours all the way home. And you know what? People in smaller towns are just better people. They're just nicer, I noticed. You know what it is? I think it's because there's less people and there's less things to do. So everyone's like, well, I know everybody. I need to be nice to everybody. And if I piss off one guy, then I can't go bowling because I'll see them there. But yeah, the Geelong was the first show. That was on Friday night. We got there and it was a fucking awesome venue, man. It's very rare. It was like 100 people, and it's very rare to get a 100 seater because it's a regional show. The big cities are like in beautiful theaters this year, but in the regional ones, they're just like 100 people, and it's very rare to get a cool place when it's 100 people. You either get like a shithole in a bar, or you get this weird performance space that is definitely not meant for comedy. But this one was just amazing. It had a massive stage. It was basically someone had a warehouse, they put a big stage in there, and then they just had a performance space. It was just awesome. And everybody who came was great. And you know what? It was the first show of the tour, and I was very, very nervous. It was the first... I usually don't get nervous before I perform, but I think it was... you know, I was looking over all of my notes and the running time and the order of the show backstage, and I was just going through it again and again in my head, and I was like, fuck, I know this is a good show. I know that it's a good show, but is it better than last year? And I was just really nervous because I was like, fuck, am I a better comedian than last year? I don't even know. This and that going back and forth in my head, and then Luke Kidgel got up, and I heard him just absolutely destroying, and I was like, yeah, it's a fucking great crowd. They're really up for it. And then I was going through my notes. He got off, and I remember just saying to myself, I was like, just whatever happens, happens. Just commit to your bits. Go out there and say it like you've said it 100 times. And I just went out there, and I did all my jokes. I didn't forget anything. I went through the whole show, and about 10 minutes into the show, I was like, yeah, this is my best work. This is the best shit. This is the best show I've ever written. And it continued like that and just got better and better and better all the way up to the climax of the show. And the crowd was just so fucking up for it. They were loud, yelling, joining in. Because I don't mind heckling as long as if it's in a positive way. Like, fucking oh, you can't. Like, I love that kind of stuff because I think it adds character to the show. And they were just so up for it, and they were giving me so much. And I got off stage, and there was about 15 people in that crowd who had seen last year's show, and every single one of them told me without asking that it was better than last year. And I was just like, fuck yes, I fucking did it. It was just this, I don't know, I was just really nervous. And then I just had this moment where I was like, you know what? I'm doing the right thing. It's working. Whatever I've written is fucking working. And I wanted to say thank you to Geelong and Ballarat. And Ballarat was awesome as well. Just wanted to say thank you very much to everybody who came out to the shows. There were some really, really fun shows, and now I can't wait to take it across the rest of the country. It's just going to be sick. I'm so proud of the show. I think the reason why I was freaking out about it is because I kind of only realized it after I've done the show twice. Throughout this year, I wasn't writing jokes. I was writing a show. I was writing like a complete act. So that when I would go and I would do it at open mic nights where you only have 5 minutes, it wasn't getting the reaction that I wanted, because basically what I was doing was I was taking 5 minutes from a movie and showing it to people and being like, so what did you think of the movie? And they were like, yeah, it was good, but where's the rest? You know, it was like showing them an incomplete work. But because I had done that all throughout the year with my little 5-minute chunks of the show, I was like, fuck, maybe it's not good, maybe it's not good. But then when I put it all together in a row and it flowed and it was just, it moved from the start to the end all as one piece, it fucking smashed. And I'm very, very happy. Thank you for 2 awesome shows, Geelong and Ballarat. I really appreciate it. I will definitely be back next year with some bigger shows. And a quick plug for the rest of the tour on Saturday night. This Saturday is Hobart. And then the next weekend is Newcastle, and all of the other dates, March and April, I'm going to every major city in Australia, loosespears.com/gigs if you want to get tickets. Hobart is looking like a sellout, so book now if you haven't. I know you guys are late bookers because nothing sells out in Hobart, but it's looking like my show will. So book online so I don't have to turn you away at the door, all right? That's it for my plugs. Thank you very much for coming. And on to the thing about how people in small towns are just nicer. You know what? After the show, everyone was so nice. Everyone I spoke to and hung out with, because I meet everybody afterwards, they were just so nice. And then some people even hung around and helped us pack up the chairs. That's fucking unheard of. Absolutely unheard of. I wouldn't do that. I would not do that for someone, because I live in a city and there's too many people. I don't give a fuck about you. But in Geelong, when you were there, it was like, you know what? You're in Geelong, so we're going to fucking help you pack up the chairs. A guy and a girl, I think they were a couple, stayed back and they helped us pack up all the chairs because the Ballarat and Geelong venues that we were going to, they didn't have chairs, so we hired them and a trailer and drove them there and packed and set them all up and then packed them down. And they helped us pack up the chairs. And I said to them, I was like, you guys paid for tickets. You don't have to pack up. You don't have to help pack up, but they just wouldn't leave and they helped us pack up. So thank you to the 2 people who stayed behind and helped us pack up. It's very, very, it's almost too polite of you. Doing these small venues, though, is very interesting. Like, as good as the Geelong venue was, the backstage was fucking shithouse. And when I say backstage, I mean there was no backstage, right? There was the performance space, and then behind the performance space was where the toilets were, and that was like an outside area. That was where our backstage was. So before the show, me and Luke are backstage running over our lines, making sure we know all the material and the show order, just getting ready to go up there. And every now and then someone from the audience would come through to the toilets, and it wasn't toilets, it was like portable fucking toilets outside. And they'd be like, oh, I got to shit. Oh, hi, Lewis. Hey, Luke. Have I come to the wrong place? And we're like, no, toilets are there. And then the more people that use the fucking portable toilets, gradually the backstage area just started to smell more and more like human shit. So it was not a classy thing. If anybody thinks that touring is classy, just think back to that time when Lewis went to Geelong and had to hang around the portable fucking toilets while people did shits in them before the show. And then I had to go on there smelling like the collective poo of about 30 people who were in that audience. One girl actually had to... Girls, you girls are crazy. The shit that you guys wear to look good, it just does my head in. This girl, she used a portable toilet, and then she came out and she was wearing like a one piece. So it was like a dress, but the bottom of it was shorts. So, and then she came out and she had to ask me to do the back of her zip up, which is just weird. So, and that got me thinking, I was doing the back of her zip up, and then I was like, hang on a second, this chick had to get out of her jumpsuit to use the toilet. So she had to go into the portable toilet, lock the door, get completely fucking naked, and then piss, and then stand back up, get dressed again, and then come out and ask me to do a fucking zip up. It's like, that's dedication. I mean, she looked lovely, but it doesn't matter. To me, it doesn't matter how good you look. If you have to get naked to piss, I'm not buying it. Like, a man would never buy that shit. Men don't buy stuff. I don't buy something if it doesn't have pockets. I'm like, that's cool, but it doesn't have pockets, so I'm not fucking buying it. Women never have pockets. They have to buy ridiculous shit. They buy a fascinator hat that means they can't even go through a door frame without bending down like a Chinese bow. And then they buy shit that means that they know they'll buy something and go to a show knowing full well if they need to piss, they're going to have to get naked to do it. It's just, good on you, women. Soldier on. You're tougher than I am. So yeah, thank you very much for the 2 shows. Oh, I fell over on stage. I completely ate shit in Geelong. Never done that before. Fallen over on stage. Look, I'm not gonna ruin the joke, but basically I do this joke in my show where I put both of my arms inside my t-shirt, so it looks like I have no arms. And when I was doing that in Geelong, I was like walking around the stage and I went too far back and my foot just went off the back of the stage and I completely ate shit. Because my hands were in my t-shirt, so I had nothing to break my fall. My foot goes off the back of the stage and I just fucking ate shit in front of 100 people and they all pissed themselves. It was fucking embarrassing. Oh, but it was a fun show. I mean, if I can recover for that, my act must be good, so come see me. Oh man, that was very funny. It was filmed, so I will put it up at some point. I just don't want to ruin the material. Maybe after the tour or something like that, we'll put in footage of me eating shit in Geelong. But it was a great show. Thank you, Geelong, Ballarat. I'll definitely be back. Hobart is next weekend, and all of the other major cities and dates are on my website, loosebeers.com/gigs. All right, what else did I want to do? Oh, it's that time again. It's that time, the podcast where everybody reconsiders listening to this in the car and thinks, you know what? Maybe I should just drive off the bridge and listen to this in the fucking river. Everyone at the train station, they see their train coming, and they're like, you know, I could go to work listening to this, or I could go to heaven instead. Just jump in front of the train. Everybody listening to this on... Where else do you listen to podcasts? In class? No, you don't listen to class. Where would you listen to a podcast? In a library. How would you kill yourself in a library? If I was going to kill myself in a library, I don't know how you do it. How would you kill it? You know what? That'll be something to email in. Next episode, if you'd like to be part of Miscellaneous Bit at the End, let me know how you would kill yourself in a library. Like, if you've brought nothing with you, okay? So you've walked into a library and you have to kill yourself using things that you would commonly find in a library. How would you do it? Email me at podcast@loosebeers.com and I will read out the best ones next week. Let's get suicidal in the library. All right, let's get on to the questions now. Oh, this is a good one. I remember this one. All right, so let's get into it. Hey Lewis, I love all your stuff. You're a sick as lanky cunt, and cheers for the cancer after misbit at the end. Appreciate that, bro. Call me Vasilios. Oh, that's a mad name, Vasilios. Anyway, on New Year's Eve, I went back to Canberra to spend New Year's Eve with my family because I moved to Sydney a year ago. Anyway, my mum said her friend was coming with us, and I had never met her before, so I was kind of excited because I'm a horny cunt, and I was hoping she was hot as fuck. Dude, how is that your first thought when your mum's like, hey, I'm inviting my friend over, and you just think, yeah, I want to fuck her. I would never think that about one of my mum's friends. So I'd been smoking cones with my brother all day, classic Canberra, and started drinking around 4 p.m, classic alcoholic behaviour, and my mum's friend came over at about 6 p.m, and I was already feeling pretty fucking good, and then when I seen her, classic Canberra spelling, when I seen her, I just had the feeling I'm going to fuck this chick. The confidence of this man. His mother's friend. Hey, his mum goes, hey, Vasilios, I'd love you to meet my friend. And he goes, you know what, I'm going to fuck this woman. I am Vasilios. I will fuck any girl, no matter who she is. If she is my own mother's friend, I will bend her over in the kitchen bench in front of her and fuck the shit out of her. For I am Vasilios, the vagina destroyer. So about an hour later, after we were all drinking, my mum had another friend over who I've known since a kid, and he used to fix the holes in the walls from me and my brother, and her boyfriend was also there. All right, so your mum, a male friend of your mum's boyfriend, and this hot chick that you want to fuck who is your mum's friend. All right, so there's like 5 people there. We ended up getting in a maxi taxi and heading to the place we were going to. About 2 hours later, I was like, fuck it, I'm going to get some pingers, classic Canberra. So I called my mate to drop some off, and I was talking to just my mum's friend at this point, and I asked her if she wanted any. She was like, yeah, fuck oath, and so I got her one. So, okay, this is your mum's friend. She's at least 40, and because she lives in Canberra, she's still doing pingers. What a sick bitch. Absolute Canberra behaviour. This is just a Canberra email all over. Taking pingers and trying to fuck your mum's friend. Canberra. Fuck Parliament House. I'm trying to fuck my mum's friend. Alright. And so over the night, we were pinging like fuck, and she kept shouting me drinks, and we were hanging out by the smoking area, and I was pashing her and grabbing her ass and all that kind of shit. Wait, is this in front of your mum? You said you all went there together. Are you just fucking kissing your mum's friend in front of her? That's weird as. So by 2 a.m, we told everyone we were going to Civic to go to Mooseheads. I assume that's a nightclub. And convinced everyone that's what we were actually doing. And then we got in an Uber and went to her place. Okay, so I'm thinking that your mum has no idea you were kissing this chick. I guess. So over the night we were... Oh, the fuck? What? This email is so badly written. Oh, no, actually, I'm just retarded. I read it wrong. All right. So you got an Uber. On the way there, I dropped another pinger, and we got back to her place. She offered me a drink, and shit. She offered me a drink. We hadn't even been there for 5 minutes, and then we got straight into it. It was fucking hot as. She was asking me, have you ever tried anal? I was like, no. So we did that. Yes! Sick cunt! The first podcast listener ever to fuck a girl in the ass, and it's her mum's friend. We got the first alpha male listener of the podcast. Well done, sir. Absolutely magnificent form. Your friend's mother, your friend's close personal friend, took her to a nightclub, and within 2 hours you were railing her in the ass. What a national hero. Standing ovation for this man. The only man getting laid in the Spearhead Sundays podcast. I tip my hat to you. Oh, this is great. Okay, where are we? So that's right, fucking her in the ass. Have you ever tried anal? And I was like, no, so we did that. She also said, have you ever had your ass licked? I was like, no, and she licked my ass as well. Yes. Oh, the first Remy of the podcast. Oh, this is exciting. She licked my ass. Oh, I can't fucking believe this shit. You met a girl that's your mother's friend, and within 2 hours she's licking your asshole. Oh man, that's confidence, ladies and gentlemen. This man should do self-help talks around the country. If you are scared to do personal speaking in school, for university, if you ever get nervous before going on stage, and you're listening to this podcast, I just want you to think back to Vasilios getting a rim job from his mother's friend within 2 hours of meeting her. Bitch is 40. This guy's like 20. That's confidence. That's hard, right? So if you're, you know what? I wish I had read this email before I performed in Geelong. I would have been backstage going, fuck, I don't know if my show's good. I don't know if it's better than last year. I hope it's good. I hope it's better. And then I would have just gone, Vasilios gets a rim job within 2 hours from his mother's friend. I'll be like, yeah, this is easy. This is easy. I can do this. I'm going to think of you before I go on stage every night of the tour, mate. All right. Where were we? Remy. Where is it? And she licked my ass as well. We were so into it and it was so hot, I was pinging off my head. I was going like a jackrabbit, literally so hard and fast. I ended up fucking her 4 times over the night. It was amazing. And then the next morning she dropped me back to my place. And before we did that, we came up with a backstory. She had already mentioned that she was going to meet up with some other guy at Mooseheads. I guess that's a nightclub. And I said that I picked up this chick called Steph. So when we got back, it seemed like Mum believed me. But now Mum is getting suspicious as fuck. What should I do? And what would I say if she finds out? Cheers, cunt. Hope you answer this. Have a shit one. Oh, mate. Dude, do you realize what you've done? You fucked your mother's friend. She's your mum. She knows what you've done. 100%. You have to operate under the assumption that she knows that you fucked her friend. You've ruined their relationship. I hope you realize that. There's no way she can be friends with her now. There's no way your mum can be friends with someone who... Dude, put yourself in your poor mother's shoes. You can't be friends with someone who gave your son a rim job. Hi, Sarah. How are you? Oh, I'm lovely, darling. I just gave your 20-year-old son a rimmy. He's half my age. What a lovely boy. I'll see you at Christmas. They're not going to be friends. You fucking ruined it, man. You know what you've done? Dude, what you've done. Imagine, right? This is I'm trying to make you understand what you've done to your mother. You know what the equivalent would be? This would be like if your mum fucked one of your friends, like your best mate. If you took your best mate over to your house for Christmas and then your mum took him to a nightclub and then licked his asshole. That's what that's like. Oh, man. Vasilios, you fucked up, bro. You've ruined their friendship. Your mum knows. 100% she knows. There's no way that you were drunk, you were smoking weed, you had pingers. There's no way she didn't see you guys making out in the fucking nightclub. Dude, your mum knows that you fucked her friend. I have no advice for you. What should I do if she finds out? Yeah, sorry, Mum. Fucked your mate. I don't know. Fucking hell. Dude, I don't know what you... At the end of the day, she's your mum, so she's going to take your side, but she's still going to be like, really? Really, Vasilios, my friend? You realise that you live in Sydney. You don't live in Canberra. I live in Canberra. This is a small place. I'm probably going to see her at Coles. I'm going to be in the vegetable aisle buying carrots for dinner and I'm going to see the woman who licked my son's asshole and then I'm going to have to pretend like I don't know. I'm going to have to pretend that doesn't bother me. You fucking cunt of a son. I have no advice for you, mate. But you know what? You're a legend. That's it. Sorry. You're fucked. Let me know how it goes. If she finds out and you ever have a conversation, let me know. If that was me, I would just admit it. If you ever have the conversation, you're just going to have to say yes. Because otherwise, if you say no, and then your friend also says no, and then your mum's going to get it out of her. And then that's just going to cause a huge fight. You're just going to have to be honest, man. If you're honest... She could probably get over it. Well, maybe. I don't know. I couldn't get over that shit. If you're honest with her, it'll be way easier. Because otherwise you got to tell her. Oh, maybe don't tell her, but don't Actively avoid it. If she brings... Okay, here's what you do. Play it cool, man. Just pretend like it was a normal night. But if she asks you, if she sits you down and seriously asks you, look her in the eyes and say, Mum, she licked my asshole. And that's my answer, all right? Well, don't tell her that, but you know what I mean. Just be honest with her. Tell her that you fucked. And she'll get over it. Because if otherwise, it's going to be way worse. All right. I got another email, and then we're going to wrap it up. This one is called, the subject line of the email is, one of our ex-mates got his ass fingered at school. See, once you cop a finger in the ass, you're not one of the boys. Did you hear that, Vasilios? All right, let's get into this. So this is what I mean by the subject lines. If you write a good subject line, I'm going to read it. Well, you said you wanted a straightforward subject line, and that's basically the short of it. Yep, see, we go. This dude knows. So me and my mates were hanging out at lunch. We were in year 9 at the time, and we had this one kid who basically fingered everyone in our group through their pants at some point in time. We'll call him Tom. What do you mean? How is this a thing that you cunts did? Fucking, you know, there's always this one weird joke that goes around in year 9, and then you look back on it and you go, what were we thinking? Ours was smashing everything, smashing shit, just vandalism. Yours was fingering your mates. All right. He fingered everyone in it. Tom fingered everyone through their pants at some point in time, except one kid who we'll call Michael. So Michael laughed every time someone else got fingered, but let's just say he wasn't happy when it happened to him. He overreacted and started screaming. Then he went home and told his parents, who took him to the fucking hospital emergency room because he thought his asshole was torn. Then they called the school and the police. Can I just say, at this moment in time, fair enough. Dude, you fingered another kid so hard that he screamed and then he had to go to hospital. He's not the pussy here. You guys are the fucking rapists. That's just such a dumb joke that went way too far. It's all fun and games until someone has a torn asshole. What's with all the anal questions in this week's podcast? All right. Dude, put yourselves in the parents' shoes. If your son comes home and goes, hey, one of my friends fingered me so hard in the asshole that it really hurt, take me to hospital, you'd file a fucking police report. We all got talked to and had to fill in police indecent reports as well as got talked to by the police. Tom got spoken to personally and also got suspended. Oh, and we then bullied him and then his sister about him telling on us, and then we got even more trouble. Okay, so you can't do... You're trying to paint... Let me get this straight. Okay, so... Obviously, you seem to have left out the fact that this was a massive group activity where this group of mates would all finger each other in the asshole, and everyone would laugh, and it was all fun and games. And the only reason you're bullying this cunt is because he did it too hard. He did it too hard to another person. That person called the police. And then he was like, yeah, look, you know what? I did finger that guy in the ass. I'm sorry. And that's why you're bullying him. Not because he fingered someone too hard, but because you got caught fingering your mates. So don't try and make this guy look like the bad guy when all of you dudes had a secret finger your mate in the asshole club going on in year 9. And it was all fun and games until you got caught, all right? You're the fucking evil people, not this guy who admitted to fingering someone to the police. I'll link some of the articles written about what happened, which, as news usually is, complete bullshit. Oh, here we go. The Herald Sun. He has... Let me... I haven't read these. Let's load these up. All right. Copy and paste. Here we go. Ah, shitty fucking internet ruining my day. All right, here it goes. I can't even... See, Australia's internet is so shit, I can't even load a news article without it being slow. Let's load up the other one while we... Oh, you've reached a premium article. Oh, okay, so I gotta pay $2 to read an article about how schoolboys fingering each other in the arsehole, do I? Fuck you, Herald Sun. You're trash. I'm not paying for your shit article. Oh, I can read the headline though. Alarm over lunchtime sex act. Police are investigating a lewd lunchtime sex act performed by a student at a Melbourne private boys' school. Oh, it was a boys' school! Of course it was. Of course it was a fucking boys' school. Okay, I can't read the Herald Sun one. Maybe I can read the other one. Oh, yes, I can read the other one. This is the Daily Mail. 2 14-year-old boys at exclusive Melbourne Catholic school. Of course it's a Catholic school, private Catholic boys' school. Of course you guys are running around fingering each other in the arsehole. You learned it from the teachers. All right. Exclusive Melbourne Catholic school performed a lewd sex act in front of other students at lunchtime. 2 14-year-olds performed lewd sex acts during their school lunch break. Pair of students at an elite blah, blah, blah. Police confirmed a report was made and the matter's under investigation. School principal says adolescent boys sometimes experience challenges. Experience challenges. Mate, you kids were fingering each other in the arsehole. The only challenge they're experiencing is when it goes up... theirs. He said the behaviour was inappropriate and has spoken with the families. A pair of private school boys have performed a lewd sex act in front of another group of students during their lunch break. Dude, this news is making it sound like you all fucked each other. A lewd sex act. I guess they're not allowed to legally describe it. Adolescents sometimes experience challenges with choices when it comes to relationships with each other. Should I finger my mate in the arsehole or should we just play footy? I can't decide. I guess we'll do both. Holy shit. Of course it's a private Catholic school, boys. Oh, man. Let me have a look. It says nothing about what specifically happened. This news article makes it sound like you guys fucked each other. Okay, so I understand your bullshit claim. Well... thanks for your story, man. You don't seem to be asking for any advice. You just seem to want to unload your fingering your mate in the arsehole story upon the podcast. So you really have brought miscellaneous bit at the end down to a new low. And you know what? I thank you for it, mate. Because a whole bunch of people must have just clocked out halfway through that story. You'll read it in the news. You'll read it in the news tomorrow. It'll be... thousands dead after listening to fingering arsehole story on shitty podcast. Thank you very much for that, guys. Appreciate the story. I got no advice for you. Actually, I do. Stop fingering your mates and you'll be alright. Alright, there you go. Okay? Thank you very much for listening, guys. That's the end of the podcast. I really appreciate you listening. If you... Sorry again about this one being late. I'm going to record. I'm just trying to figure out when the best time to record these is while I'm on tour. Because what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to sit down and record them on Thursdays, and then I will release them early for Patreon supporters on Thursday night, and then put them out for everybody else on Sunday. So if you would like to hear next week's episode super early, become a Patreon supporter. Patreon.com/losespears. Chuck a couple of bucks my way. It doesn't matter how much you give. You get early access to all my videos, all the podcasts. It helps me pay for the hosting of this podcast because it does get more expensive the more I upload. And it just helps me buy food so I don't starve to death. So thank you very much to everyone who's supporting me on Patreon. I appreciate the support. If you're a cheap cunt, just give me a rating on iTunes. That also helps. Give me 5 stars and write a funny thing about killing yourself because it makes me laugh to think that people who have never listened to the podcast before read the reviews and everything single one is about suicide. So, support me on Patreon. Give me a rating on iTunes. Come and see me on tour. I'm going everywhere in March and April. All of the shows are looking like they're going to sell out. So book ahead and I will see you there. I'll talk to you next week. Have a shit one.